why Japanese people live so long, and what they do differently. Have you ever wondered why Japanese people tend to live such long, healthy lives? In places like Okinawa, it's not uncommon to see people in their 90s still gardening, cycling, or dancing at community events. And they're not just surviving, they're thriving. So what's the secret? Well, it's not just one thing. It's more like a way of life, a quiet combination of habits, values, and culture that supports longevity from the inside out. And the good news? Many of these ideas are simple, practical, and something we can all learn from. Let's talk about 7 things the Japanese do differently, things that help them not just live longer, but live well. A reason to wake up. Ikigai, one of the most beautiful concepts in Japanese culture, is Ikigai. It roughly translates to a reason for being. But really, it's just something that gives you a reason to get out of bed in the morning. For some, it might be gardening. For others, it's cooking for family, volunteering, painting, or simply talking to neighbors. It doesn't have to be something grand or impressive. What matters is that it feels meaningful to you. This sense of daily purpose helps keep the mind and heart active. And in communities where people live the longest, like Okinawa, everyone seems to have their own quiet Ikigai. Eating light and seasonally. Now, let's talk about food. One of the key principles in Japanese eating habits is Hara Hachi, which means eat until you're 80% full. It's a simple idea, but powerful. Instead of eating until stuffed, people stop just before full. It helps prevent overeating, supports digestion, and keeps energy levels steady. The meals themselves are usually light and balanced, small portions of fish, rice, lots of vegetables, fermented foods like miso and pickles, and they're often built around what's in season, which means fresher, more nutrient-rich ingredients. Daily movement without the gym. You won't find many 80-year-olds in Japan doing intense workouts at the gym, but you'll see them moving all day long. Walking to the store, kneeling while gardening, squatting to pick things up, cleaning their homes. Movement is just built into their daily routine. It's low impact, but consistent. That kind of natural, lifelong mobility keeps joints healthy, muscles engaged, and the body flexible without the stress of overtraining. And honestly, it makes movement feel more joyful and less like a chore. By the way, if you're enjoying this journey into Japanese culture and wisdom, I'd love to invite you to subscribe. This channel is all about exploring timeless ideas and simple ways to live more meaningfully, inspired by the Japan's way of life. So, if that speaks to you, hit that subscribe button and let's keep learning together. Strong social bonds, Moai. Here's something we don't talk about enough. Friendship. In Okinawa, there's a beautiful tradition called Moai, which is basically a lifelong group of friends who support each other through everything. These aren't just casual friendships. They're deeply rooted connections that provide emotional, social, and sometimes even financial support. People grow up with their Moai, and they age with them too. That sense of belonging, of knowing you have people who've got your back, makes a huge difference. And research shows it's just as important for health as diet and exercise. Respect for routine and ritual. Another thing that stands out in Japanese life is the rhythm and ritual built into daily living. From bowing and greeting others to preparing meals and even how they clean, everything is done with a kind of mindfulness. Take the tea ceremony, for example, or even something as simple as soaking in a hot bath every evening. These aren't just tasks, they're little moments of presence, calm, and care. Ritual gives structure to our days. It helps reduce stress, and it turns the ordinary into something almost sacred. Connection with nature and the seasons. Japanese culture is deeply connected to nature. The changing seasons are not just acknowledged, they're celebrated. Cherry blossoms in spring, fireworks and lanterns in summer, moon viewing in fall, snow festivals in winter. Even the food changes with the seasons. Homes are decorated to reflect the time of year. It creates this natural rhythm that keeps people grounded. There's also the practice of Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, which is basically just spending quiet, intentional time in nature. Studies have shown it reduces stress hormones, lowers blood pressure, and improves mood. A different attitude toward aging. In a lot of places, aging is seen as something to fight or fear. But in Japan, getting older is embraced, elders are respected, they're included in community life, and many of them stay active, engaged, and involved well into their 90s. That mindset matters. When people feel useful and valued, no matter their age, they live with more dignity, purpose, and joy. Aging isn't seen as a decline. It's a new season of life, and that changes everything. So, what can we learn? If there's one thing Japanese longevity teaches us, it's that health isn't just about the body. It's about how we live, what we value, and how we connect. A simple lifestyle, a strong community, a sense of purpose, respect for rituals, a connection to nature, and a mindset that honors aging, not hides from it. Maybe the real secret to living long isn't some new breakthrough. Maybe it's just remembering the quiet things that have always mattered. And maybe if we start living a little more like that, we won't just add years to our lives, but life to our years. Thanks for watching. If this video gave you something to think about, or simply made you slow down and breathe, consider subscribing. I'll be sharing more stories and insights from the Japanese way of life. Until next time, take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.